people, it's a community, it's a life, it's a heart, it's a spirit.
Question, the heck would you want a picture of a tattoo of $1,000 on your penis for?
What makes this book so relevant, even though it was written over 100 years ago, is that it's about terrorism.
The work, sex, cars, bars, broads.
And with
anything.
children, it's building on what they have. They have great imagination.
Dementia is not a diagnosis. It's a set of symptoms.
And he kept explaining to me that I wasn't gay. That you cannot be gay. You just cannot.
The main thing is to be open and honest and be, true to yourself.
Hello and welcome to Talking About Tonight. We are live on June 10th, 2004, and we will be taking your calls. We've got a pretty broad topic tonight. I'm calling the show A New You, because my guests are, introduce yourselves to our audience.
Hi, I'm Larry Costa.
And I'm Josephus Sherman.
Okay, and you are a spa owner, and you've written a book
on massage therapy and spa treatments. So yeah, basically I have a spa on 20th Street in Manhattan called the Parlor Spa. And my book is called Massage Minds and Body. The publisher is DK Publishing with Penguin Group.
Okay.
Yeah.
And your credentials are?
Now, in my case, it's a little bit like finding your left ear like this.
See, Larry, I've been talking to on the phone for a couple of weeks. You I met 5 minutes ago.
That's right. Well, I know Larry because I solicited a book from him for a publisher called Ben Bella Books, nonfiction house. Okay. But I'm also an author in my own right, so I know both sides of the business, and I'd like to throw in a plug too occasionally. Can I?
Absolutely. Live TV, I can't stop you. Can't cut it out.
Yeah. Josefa and I will be teaming up for a new book called Reversing the IPC.
Which stands for?
The Invisible Person Complex.
Okay.
Yeah, we take wallflowers and basically show them how to start shining and get things out of life that you really want and deserve.
So it's basically a personality makeover.
It's a personality makeover with wardrobe.
Yep.
Okay.
You have to fix the inside, and then the outside sort of fixes itself.
Well, I think the two are somewhat related. Sometimes, not to when you feel good, when you look good, you tend to feel a little bit better about yourself.
Exactly.
And that's a huge factor in self-esteem. It's not the be-all and end-all, but they do go hand in hand.
That's true. That's true. And if you do have low self-esteem, you really need somebody to help you get through this. You know, sometimes you just don't want to do it. You want to stay at home. You want to leave the lights out and not get out of bed. But when you start getting, proud of yourself for accomplishing something like the homework that we're going to have in the book, you start building self-esteem.
That's right. It's especially true in our society, which pigeonholes people anyhow. You're a woman, you're a man, you're this sexual preference, you're that sexual preference, you're tall, you're small. There are so many pigeonholes and so many ways for people to lose self-esteem.
Exactly. And especially now with all of these makeover shows, with the people, wardrobe makeover shows, basically, they're always telling everybody, basically, you do not know what you're doing.
Yeah.
But that's not the case. You do know what you're doing, you just may not be applying it to your life. Just because somebody's a bad dresser does not mean that they're dressing bad for their personality.
Okay. I almost expected you to say, just because someone's a bad dresser doesn't mean they're a bad person.
Right. No, but it's your personality.
Well, see, I work in science fiction, so I see an awful lot of bad dressers. But a lot of those bad dressers happen to be scientists who are some of the top people in the field. But they have the self-confidence that comes with knowing they're doing what they love to do.
Exactly.
And in the mainstream, a lot of us don't have that confidence.
My spa, we have a program actually to help women build confidence, basically by helping them to eliminate clothing.
Stop smiling.
Yeah.
Not that
exactly.
way.
People have a problem with throwing away clothes. And
if
they just keep things forever, and if you're not going to wear it, just get rid of it. It's clutter around you that you don't need.
You've been talking to my mother?
Maybe she's been down to the spa. we set up racks of clothing, and I blow a whistle, and women will charge at these racks of clothing, and they must tear them apart and learn how to
wonderful.
let go
Yes.
of the clothes.
Yes.
Just let go. It's an emotional release. And then they could go on to the next step in their lives.
Okay.
Or they could have a facial. We do facials and massage. And we do have a lovely model here today that we're going to do a sample
Yes, and
facial on.
we'll be getting to that in the second half of the show.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and the first book.
Mm-hmm.
And is that basically what we're going to be talking about a little bit later on? or
Yeah,
did you want to get
well, we could talk
into
about
some of it now.
Sure, why not? Basically, the book is Massage, Mind and Body. And in it, you would find basically everything that you need to know about massage and how to do it. Also covers spa treatments. Did you know that?
Yes, I did know that.
Okay, and if you, the viewer, have any questions about massage or spa treatments, or just helping to find the new you can give us a call. We are live at 718-460-9802. The number again is 718-460-9802. Okay, now back to the book.
Okay. This book has everything that anyone needs to know about massage, and it also has a cheat sheet. If you quick reference guide.
Okay.
It's filled with lovely pictures, and it also outlines my famous massage routine that I perform on celebrities like Uma Thurman, Julia Roberts, John Travolta, etc. And so you can actually at home do that same massage to your partner or whoever, just by following this routine.
You gotta tell them Barbara's on the phone.
And is there something specific and unique to your system?
Well, there are many different types of massages, different modalities, and I've combined quite a few of them to come up with my own type of massage.
Okay.
Which really doesn't have a name, but basically, if followed.
Okay, so it's the Larry method.
The Larry method, exactly. That's right. Mm-hmm.
So trademark pending.
Right.
Okay, and we do have a caller on the line. Caller, feel free to join us and speak up whenever you're ready. Just say hello.
Hi, I'm just calling to say I always enjoy your shows, Jonathan. And
thank you. And
this
if the
is
audio man
something
could just
I'm
kind of
really
boost the
interested
sound
in,
here a little
and
bit
I'd like
so
to
we can
know.
hear you a little
I
bit better.
missed kind of where the spa was, though. Where's your spa?
Oh, she's asking
where's
where
the
you
In
are.
Manhattan
the spa's
or
on
Queens?
20th Street in Chelsea, between 7th and 8th Avenue, 224 West 20.
And there's a phone number.
Yeah.
Okay, well, I can't hear you too well, so
Yeah, now-
I'll just
Yeah,
have
we
to
can hear you.
bring up my TV again. So, okay, always an enjoyable show talking about. Thank you.
Thank
you.
Bye.
Okay, so now we know where to find you, and we'll be repeating that again every time you want to repeat it.
Exactly.
Okay, so you're just let me kind of hold up
Yeah,
the
why
book
don't you
a
look
little
through
bit.
there? It's actually very interesting. There are recipes to make your own skincare at home in the book.
Oh, just out of common
Items that you
household.
have in your house. Mm-hmm.
So you can be basted with a dozen herbs and spices.
Exactly. And love it. It's actually very easy to follow. It's very easy to follow.
Okay, for example.
An astringent. An astringent is basically distilled water, witch hazel, and essential oils. And I have a sample here. This is very simple to make. And I want you to smell this. Tell me what it smells like.
Mint.
How fabulous is that? Great for summer, right?
Yeah. Exactly.
Cool and refreshing. So you don't need to be spending, hundreds of dollars on skincare when you can just make a lot of it yourself. Mm-hmm. I've been making skincare since I'm 16 years old.
Okay, so you've always had an
I've
interest.
always have done this, yeah. Mm-hmm. And I do sell my line of skincare at the spa.
Okay. Is
the
there
Larry
anything?
Costa Signature Series.
Is there anything in particular growing up that prompted your interest in this?
Yeah, well, I grew up in Florida, and I didn't like the heat. Yeah, and I was afraid of getting skin cancer. And so I developed a moisturizer that would actually cool your skin.
Okay, and we do have another caller on the line. Caller, whenever you're ready, feel free to say hello.
Hi, my name's Mary. I wanted to ask you a question. I'd like to know, what is the difference between massage therapy and the massage that you get when you go to a chiropractor?
Basically, there is no difference. They're both very therapeutic. It's based on Swedish massage, which is the relaxing techniques and stress relieving techniques. If you go to a chiropractor, they may use machines. These machines cannot feel the muscle. They don't know what's going on. But so you really don't want that. You want someone with human hands to feel what's going on in the muscle. And chiropractors can bill their insurance for that massage. That's the difference.
Is there a particular interest that you had, Mary?
Well, yes, I had some problems with my back for a while, and I did go to a chiropractor, and I was just wondering, I was interested in getting a massage, and I was just wondering if it would be a problem if I were to go to a massage therapist, if they understand the muscular structure.
Yeah, basically we are licensed by the state, so we do understand anatomy and physiology. If somebody has the knowledge of lower back pain treatments and how to fix this, that's the person you need to go to. We actually have a lower back pain treatment at my spa, so you might want to give us a call.
Okay, thank you very much.
That pain. You're welcome.
Okay, thank you, Mary. Okay, and you mentioned that you were licensed. Do all states require licenses?
No, at this time there's only 14 states that require a license. Yeah, only 14. New Jersey doesn't.
New Jersey doesn't, so.
Yeah.
It could do so much damage,
You just
though.
cross the river and, yeah, pretty much.
And get a shoddy.
Yeah, no, you really want to go to somebody that's credible.
Is there any way to reference that, how to check somebody's credentials out?
Yeah, you could call the Associated Massage and Body Work. They have a listing of everybody that has a license, and I don't have their number here. But actually, there are some references in the book to that.
Okay.
Yeah, so they could call and find out if somebody is indeed licensed or not.
Okay.
And if they have a problem with somebody, they can call and make a complaint.
Okay. So if you end up, well, and on the rare occasion that somebody might go to somebody with less than perfect technique,
right,
then you can call and get their butt into some trouble.
It takes a while, just like everything else, but you could set everything in motion.
Okay. Then how did the two of you hook up?
That's a long story. I'll make it short.
We've got an hour.
Well, I had seen an ad on one of the websites, one of the publishing websites, since I'm a freelance editor. And I gave them a call. It turned out that the man knew me from my writing. And he'd read my books. He also knew I'd been an editor. And he said, well, go out and see who you can find for nonfiction. And I put a listing online, and he was the first one to answer. And we'd been chatting online back and forth, and we hit it off. And now we do lunch and all this. And I'm looking forward to working on this book with him.
It's going to be fun.
You betcha.
Yeah.
You testing some of the things out together?
Well, he owes me a facial.
I owe her a facial. Yeah. Well, maybe I could teach you how to do it yourself.
We'll talk.
Okay.
But okay, what are some of the other things that people can do at home, for starters, to help bring out the best in themselves?
They need to start looking in mirrors. And I'm not talking to people that just avoid mirrors. People do look in mirrors. They have to comb their hair or wash their face, whatever. But really look at yourself. Look in the mirror. See exactly, am I in the place where I want to be right now? What do I need to do to accomplish X, Y, Z? Why am I not getting what I want out of life? These are questions people need to ask themselves. They need to actually look in the mirror and ask it.
Okay, what is one common thing that you find people keep running across?
They believe that people are different, and so looks better than me. So-and-so is smarter than me. But that's not true. We are all basically born with the same brain. It depends on how you use it.
It's back to the self-esteem again.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. if anybody could do anything, anybody else could do anything. So if somebody could be a talk show host, I could be a talk show host. If somebody could be an editor, I could be an editor. I just don't have the education or the background to do it yet.
Okay.
So if somebody teaches you how to do something, you will know how to do it. And then you could be that. People don't understand that all you need is knowledge. That's it.
Oh, but I don't have the time, I don't
Exactly.
have the money,
Yes,
I don't
yes.
have the...
Excuses. Excuses. That's
Okay.
why this book is going to have a time limit. You have to do this in 30 days. And each day has its homework that you have to do for the night before. And it has a quiz in the beginning and the end.
Just sort of a progress check.
It's, the beginning quiz will measure your level of IPC. And the end quiz will basically be the same quiz, but you're going to see how different the scores are by the time you're done with the program.
Okay. Also, as far as the self-esteem issues, I mean, we keep coming back to that. And I think, as I said, it seems to be the root of most of the problems.
Definitely.
And is doing and knowing the basic solution to that? I mean, is...
I would say so.
Totally. Very much so.
Once you have self-confidence, I'm not saying you can go out and be a brain surgeon. You first have to learn how, but you'll have the confidence to at least attempt it, attempt the learning.
Right, exactly.
If you don't have the self-confidence, you're going to say, well, I'm not as good as, or, of course I'm going to fail because I'm not going to be worthy. And it's very easy to fall into that mindset.
The sense of worthlessness?
You see an awful lot of people who are self-failures.
And fear of failure can go in two directions. You can have fear of failure and not attempt anything because you know you're going to fail. Or you can be highly successful because you're afraid of failing. So you will let nothing go wrong and you will succeed.
Okay.
Well, I'll give you an example from the publishing world. The excuses I hear why people don't send things out. I'll get rejected. No, you won't. Your work might get rejected by one editor. You personally are not being rejected. You have to just keep trying and sending out manuscript after manuscript and keep plugging away.
Okay, we do have a caller on the line. Caller, whenever you're ready, please just say hello, and we'd be glad to help you however we can.
Hi, my name is Ann, and when I heard self-esteem, my ears popped up because I'm a year into gastric bypass surgery, and I've had, my whole life I was very, very obese, and I've lost about 120 pounds so far. And before my surgery, I wrote a story about like saying goodbye to food. It's sort of a comedy, funny, but yet deadly serious. And even though I've lost that much weight, the stigma of being so overweight all my life, you can't look in the mirror without still seeing a very fat person. And I was wondering if maybe you have some tips for me about what I can do for myself, because everybody tells me how great I look, and I really didn't do it for that. I did it because I couldn't function anymore. I was over 300 pounds, and excellent, phenomenal, supportive, beautiful, very young husband. And it's still very hard to look in the mirror and think of myself as a thinner person.
First of all, congratulations on,
Thank you.
On everything that you've done.
Thank you. God bless you for saying that.
That's fabulous. Totally fabulous. Second of all, it's really nice when you start hearing compliments from people, but you need to start complimenting yourself. Do you know how to dress now that you have a different body?
Yes.
You do?
Yes,
so
but
you're really enjoying
like yesterday
that?
I wore all white, and people would tease me. What are you making your communion, or you're the ice cream man? You know, they would tease me, but I know I look good, but but you can't sometimes accept it in your mind because you think that's what people are going to tell you. I guess I'm getting paranoid, you know.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is. What happens if you are approached or you're talking to somebody who did not know you in the past?
They
what
would
type
probably
of
still think I
compliment
was
would you
overweight.
get? I'm sorry?
They would probably still say I'm overweight because I'm still about 203, 204. from being 323.
Yeah, but 323 is a lot bigger.
Yes, yes.
Yeah.
Now, I'm going to say something because I have a great many friends who, in the tradition of our society, are obese, but they take care of themselves. They're physically fit, and they don't care what people think because they know they look good, and they do look good. They happen to be large women who take care of themselves.
Yeah, it wasn't the fact that I never thought badly of myself. I kind of know who I am, and with the husband that I have, I didn't need anything more than that. But it was like I couldn't walk 20 steps without holding on to the wall. It was horrific, and you get snide comments too. You know, like people I don't think I want to see you. Maybe your skin looks like it's hanging, or I mean, such ignorant. You face like the pros and the cons of it, but it's still like if I look and I still see that very heavy person sometimes.
You see yourself as you are. If you are seeing yourself as a heavy person, you are making yourself a heavy person.
Not
Start
that there's
convincing
anything,
your brain that you are
I don't put
not.
down heavy people. Don't get me wrong, but it's sort of like it was what I was carrying around for so many years. It was part of me.
You realize you're carrying around more than the physical.
Exactly.
Yes, I can't recommend anything, but maybe you want to talk to a counselor about this, someone who's objective.
Yeah, and I wanted to try to set up something where, I heard you say something about clothing or something about getting rid of clothing, and being that gastric bypass is it's overwhelmingly popular now.
Did you hang on to all those clothes that you had?
No, I've been giving them away.
But you still have some?
I have some, not many, but I still have some. But I think it would have been wonderful if they had something. I don't have a computer, but if people could have had an exchange program, because it could drain you. I mean, every time you pop down a size, you want to buy new clothing, and in fact, when I go to I'm going to go to a support group meeting at my hospital where I had surgery, and I'm going to suggest that we do sort of like an exchange program with clothing, and so we.
That's a very good idea.
Yeah, thank you so much, and I think you guys are wonderful, and
thank you.
Appreciate your comments. Thank you very, very much.
Thank you for calling.
Good luck. Thank you.
And that's another thing. I mean, she brought up doing for others, and doing for others can be you wouldn't think so, but it could be a huge self-esteem builder.
Oh, heavens,
exactly. Yeah.
Volunteering an hour a week or even an hour a month, if you can see some of the rewards of doing something nice for somebody else, that fills you up with a lot of self-worth.
I'm going to throw in a plug for my personal charity.
Okay.
Recording for the Blind and Dyslexic. They are hungry for volunteers to read books to be taped for those who can't, for one reason or another, read for themselves. And they have branches all over the city, all over the country. All you have to do is call them up. They'll be happy to give you a test.
And the phone number for that?
And I don't have it in my mind. But just call up information, ask for recording for the blind and dyslexic.
Okay, and there will be a link to that on our website, which is www.talkingabout.info. As soon as I can find the information, I'll get the information up on our website. This way, for the 100 or 1,000 times that the show is rerun, it'll be up there.
Very good.
Yeah, that's great.
Yeah, because I do that once a week.
Good organization.
There are people of all walks who go there. Sometimes you never know who you're going to meet there. Sometimes you meet old-time actors.
Right.
And there was one from the old Hollywood, and this was her way of staying in touch with reality. And then there are young people that are college students volunteering their time because they can't give money. And so I think that's very important.
Just any little thing. Just for example, if this nice woman who just called us, I believe her name was Anne, if she starts the clothing exchange, I mean, that would be a tremendous help to somebody who might need.
But not only that, it's also help for her.
Right.
You know, you give and you get.
Exactly, and you usually end up getting 10 times more than you give.
Oh, sure, of course, that's true.
Now we'll just smile at each other.
But okay, well, what are some of the other barriers to self-esteem that you've come across?
Workplace. People don't know how to speak up at work.
Okay.
And they need to, constantly. Let your voice be heard.
Is the squeaky wheel?
Well, it's
so to
more
speak,
than
or
that.
Yeah.
People, how can I put it? I won't hedge words. If you're a woman, if you're in a minority group, if you're gay in the straight society or straight in the gay society, there is prejudice. They are not going to see you. Another one I forgot is if you're short. They won't see you. You have to speak up, or they'll try to negate you just by pretending you're not there.
And is that often intentional, or is that?
I don't think it's often intentional, but it's there. The
It's
bias
easy.
is there.
It's
Yeah.
easy, because they don't have to deal with you if you don't let them know that you're alive and there.
Right.
You don't have to be dealt with.
So, in what manner should somebody either take action or speak up when they see something that's not quite right?
Honestly. They
Exactly.
need to do it honestly.
Yes.
If they are unhappy with something at work, the dress code. Say that, you know, it's not proper dress code for that season of the year, and it's winter, you're freezing, you want to wear a coat. Tell them, I want to wear a coat. There it is. If you don't want to do something, if you don't want to work on a Sunday, I don't work Sundays.
Okay.
If you want to have lunch at 2 o'clock with your husband or wife, what do you say to your boss?
Well, gee,
can I take some lunch? Yeah, no, I'm taking lunch at 2. See you at 3.
Well,
or
you
4.
I wouldn't recommend doing it quite that way, but you have to learn how to negotiate, how to
assert properly without
yes,
becoming too
yes.
demanding.
There's a difference between being assertive and being aggressive.
Exactly.
And you can always say, I understand that the lunch is from 1 to 2, but the only time I can have lunch is from 2 to 3 if I want to be with my husband or my wife or whatever. Can we work something out where I cover for somebody else for that hour? There are ways to do that, as opposed to saying, I'm doing it.
That's why she's my editor.
Oh, this is going to be fun.
Okay. Well, just summing up the first portion, which, I mean, we've talked a lot about self-esteem. If you could give, say, 1 or 2 just brief points to better self-esteem, what would they be?
Which ones?
Which one of us should go first? They were both looking at each other.
Okay. Well, since you're speaking, you go first.
Well, I'd say, first of all, don't remember that you are a person, that you have as much right to be in the situation as anybody else, and that your words are just as important as anybody else's. When you look in the mirror, you don't see a blank mirror, you see yourself. The other person isn't seeing a blank mirror either. They're seeing you.
Okay, and?
Do whatever you want to do, as long as it doesn't make you unhappy.
Or hurt anybody.
That's right.
Okay, and that's a good point to break on. When we continue with this topic, we're going to be talking a little bit about, we've been discussing sort of the inner you, and I guess we'll move a little bit to the outer you.
Sounds good.
When we come back, but first we're going to check in with Dr. Cynthia, so join us now as we ask Dr. Cynthia.
Hello and welcome to Ask Dr. Cynthia. I'm Dr. Cynthia Pizzulli, certified sex therapist. Today we have an interesting question from Vinny, who writes, when I am with my boyfriend, I worry that I come too fast, and if I wear 2 condoms to slow things down, it removes all sensation down there. What can I do about this? And please don't say, think about baseball. Well, Vinny, actually thinking about baseball can be very arousing, actually, if you really think about it. But I'll leave that be for now. Your question is, how do I last long when I'm having sex with my partner? I think that's what you're asking. Now, the question is, what is your idea of long, okay? Some people come into my office and they say, you know what, I'm really upset, I'm coming too fast. You know, it used to take me 2 hours, now it only takes an hour. All right? I'm thinking if you're lasting an hour, that's exceptionally long to begin with, okay? You know, I think it's preference. You know, what are you trying to achieve? And putting on 2 condoms will definitely deaden the sensation. I'm surprised if you're able to come at all. Okay, that's actually pretty extreme. It's not a race to see, or it's not a contest to see who can last the longest. The most important thing is that you're able to have satisfying, fulfilling pleasure with your partner or with yourself. And what that means to each person is different, okay? So I couldn't say what it means to you. I would hope that you wouldn't base this upon the longest you can last phenomenon, all right? I think it's better if you talk to your partner and find out if you guys are satisfying each other first. Because your partner may say, you know what, quite frankly, you're driving me crazy with having to hold an erection this long. You know, can we just have normal sex and, have it last 10, 15, 20 minutes? I mean, there's nothing wrong with that, all right? It's long as 2 people are satisfied. So actually, I'm saying maybe you shouldn't be working so hard to do something about that, Vinny. Sounds like you've got it going pretty well. So I wish you all the best, and I thank you for writing. If anyone out there has any questions, concerns, issues, feel free to email me or write to the address on your screen.
Hello, my name is John Griffith. You are watching Talking About. We are live tonight on June 10th, 2004, and we are discussing what I've called a new you. My guests are going to reintroduce themselves for you, and we're going to have a little demonstration as well.
Josephus Sherman.
And Larry Costa.
And, well, I'm just going to hand this segment over to you. Exactly what are you going to be?
Great. Well, first I'd like to introduce our lovely model, Anna. And Anna is going to receive a facial. This is the same facial that's featured in my book, Massage Minds and Body. That can also be purchased at my spa, The Parlor Spa in Chelsea. Basically, when doing a facial for yourself at home, it's really a lot of fun and it's very simple to do. People don't realize that, yes, it's really good and great and relaxing to have a facial done in a spa professionally, and in the meantime, between visits, you can do your own facials at home. They won't be as deep cleansing,
okay,
but all you need to do is to begin cleaning your face. That's it. And to clean your face, you need a clean palette. So always remove your makeup. They sell makeup removers, but soap and water works just fine for that.
Would that be, in fact, more recommended?
Yeah, I suggest just leave it on and wash your face. And it comes off. It's not ink. It's just makeup. It's going to come off. Nothing's going to stop it from coming off. After you have a moistened face, you would want to start your cleansing. The cleansers that I make are highly concentrated, and they go a long way. A bottle this size, just for everybody's record, should last the user at least a year. Okay? That's with any facial product.
Okay.
Any facial product. We're taught through commercials that you should waste. How many times, gentlemen, have we seen shaving commercials and the face and the foam is filled up in your hand? Have you ever used that much? It all goes in the sink, right?
Right.
We're taught to waste, and we don't need to.
Well, that's commercialism, and that's just the corporations trying to sell you a little bit more.
Yeah, you need to buy more product, but you just have to be conservative with what you use. That's it. To be cleansing, you really need to use an upward stroke, and you can do this at home. Just upward, 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 and just cleanse everywhere. How many times do we shampoo our hair? How many times do they recommend? Once or twice? Repeat. Wash and repeat.
Oh, okay.
Per washing.
Right.
Wash and repeat. So basically, that's the same principle that applies to your skin. The first cleansing will actually remove oils and loose particles. The other one, the recurring wash will take off any blackheads, pimples, blemishes, things of that nature.
Okay.
You don't need a cleanser that foams. It doesn't need to be a bar of soap. It doesn't need to be ivory. Ivory is more damaging, I think, to the skin than a nice milky cleanser, which feels good and leaves your skin silky feeling rather than just dry and bare.
Okay, is that due to certain products that are in the chemical makeup of the soap?
Basically, it's more of a detergent, I understand. And there is a difference between a detergent and a cleanser. So this was our first cleansing, and then you would use the exact same principles for the second washing, but we'll pretend we did that.
I have a question. You say you always stroke up.
Yeah.
Now, why is that?
You stroke up because your pores are facing down. So when you're stroking up, it's stretching them open, opening the pores, allowing stuff to come out.
Okay.
If you're going down, you are not pushing the stuff out. You're just closing the pore. This is a scrub made out of walnut, powdered walnut shell, which is very, very relaxing. It has a natural scent, and you would use the same strokes upward.
I just want to remind our viewers that we are live, taking your calls at 718-460-9802. Okay.
A scrub, if you have a good scrub, it will actually sand, it's like sandpaper. It will actually sand everything down, make it a very smooth face and palette for you.
Now, I notice you're not using force. When you put on the scrub, do you put any pressure at all or just lightly?
Just slightly pressured, just hardly anything really. The product itself is doing all the work for you. You don't need to be pressing and pulling and
could that, I mean, if you do use too much pressure, could that be more damaging than?
It could tear the skin. If you have a bad scrub, if you have something from a store that's a generic type of scrub, it's not going to have quality beads in there or shell for the exfoliation. So it could just tear the skin and you will peel later on. It's not a good thing. Not a good thing. Also, people notice that with a good scrub, lines will disappear. Fine lines, even deeper wrinkles in the forehead sometimes appear less. That's because you've cleaned it out. When you're using just a soap or a cleanser, it doesn't pull stuff out of the skin, out of these crevices. Keeps it all in there.
Okay.
When you're scrubbing, it's scrubbing it out. Scrubbing, it's the second phase of cleansing, and you really need to do it. People often don't exfoliate. Do you exfoliate?
Yes, I do.
Ah, see? That's good.
But I know you.
That's right. And I still owe you a facial.
Okay, here's a question for that maybe people don't think of. How often should you use the scrub?
That depends on what type of scrub it is. If it's a cleansing scrub, you would want to use it every day. Otherwise, you could just do it maybe 2 or 3 times a week. You do want to cleanse every day.
Right.
And you do want to put on a mask once in a while. You don't need a mask as often as you would think. Every few months is okay. And that mask should last you for several years. And you should have a nice product that has a long shelf life. I'm a firm believer in products that contain a lot of chemicals. Chemicals are very good. You don't need all natural. You don't need all botanical. First of all, they go bad.
Yes.
And second of all, chemicals work. That's why they were made.
Okay, and we do have a caller. Feel free to speak up whenever you're ready. Hello?
Hello?
Hi.
Hello.
Welcome to the show.
Yes.
Did you have a question?
Yes, like how my pores is open up. I would like, you know, what should I do? For my pores them are very open up.
Do you mean very visible?
Oh, you want something to tighten your pores?
Yes.
Yeah, that's when you would use a toner. The the recipe that I was talking about earlier,
Mm-hmm.
the facial toners and tonics. This is what closes the pore.
Okay.
Yeah, you need to get one of those or make one yourself. Do you know how to make one?
No.
All right, so get my book. It has a nice recipe in there.
You can give us a little. You can give us. You can throw us a bone. She made the effort of calling in.
Pardon me?
You can take distilled water.
It's soap water.
Distilled water, you know, from the gallon jug.
Uh-huh.
And in like a half a gallon, you would put 3 tablespoons of witch hazel. And with the witch hazel, use any type of essential oil that you would want as a fragrance. And that fragrance will stay with you all day. It's going to close your pores. It's the witch hazel that actually does it, but it needs to be diluted.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Are you going to do it?
Do you have any other questions?
No.
I want to thank you for calling today.
Thank you. I hope she does it.
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
can only make her happier.
Yeah.
If she's not happy with what she's got now, you've given her the tools to take action and do a little something.
And then maybe when she realizes that that works,
Mm-hmm.
she'll be open to start using other things.
Okay, and the next step?
Next step is taking off a scrub, which is a lot easier if you're in a shower or a sink.
Yeah. It's a studio.
Exactly. Then you would...
It would make for a more interesting show, too.
Yes, right. And they would certainly be talking about it.
Oh, yes. If
Then-
you think Janet Jackson caused trouble.
Right. Your facial tonic. Okay. Normally, you would put it on a cotton ball or a sponge and apply this to your face. Yes? Women do that?
Mhm.
Okay. Don't do it anymore.
Okay.
You're wasting it. You are filling up a sponge with very important stuff and then throwing it out when you're done. Okay? Use your fingers. Pat and apply. That's all. Okay?
See, we've listened to the commercials.
I got an email recently about this very product. She loves it. She told me that her friends have been complimenting her on how her skin has been glowing. And that's because of a very simple recipe. Isn't that easy? Isn't that nice? It's nice to hear things good about yourself from other people.
And speaking of other people and good things, we have Frances on the phone. Frances, feel free to jump in to the conversation whenever you're ready.
Hi, I'm sorry. My dog barked and I had to walk out of the house. So when the woman who called concerning the large pores, you gave a recipe for it, and I didn't hear it. I'm so sorry. Would you be able to repeat that real quick?
Yeah, that's fine. Distilled water, like a half gallon, a few tablespoons of...
Distilled water.
Distilled water. You know, the one you put in the iron.
Yep.
Yeah. Not spring water, not tap water. They
Distilled.
have stuff in there. Distilled. Put in a few teaspoons of witch hazel.
Right.
Now, they also have witch hazel that has menthol in it. Do not get that one.
Okay.
The green one. Get the clear one that looks like water. And then put in any amount, any scent that you like of essential oil. Not a fragrance oil, essential oil. Very important.
Okay, what's the difference?
The difference is a fragrance oil is a fragrance, and it does nothing except smell good. Okay? Essential oils will actually add a little sheen and luster and rosiness to your cheeks, and
And these
it's
essential
wonderful.
oils, like where are they accessible?
What is,
I mean,
what
where
is
could
that?
where could you get essential?
You could get essential oils basically anywhere. I sell them at my shop. You could get them in any health food store.
Yes.
You know?
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you very much.
Okay,
You're
thank
welcome.
you.
Thanks.
Enjoying the show. Bye.
Thanks. Bye.
See, pores.
Yeah, it's a major concern.
That's such a small thing, and it's a big problem.
It's a major problem. Don't laugh. You're laughing. But for women, it is a problem.
It's awful.
That's right.
Yeah, and we do have Maddie on the phone. Maddie, whenever you're ready, just say hello.
Hello.
Hi.
This is Savvy. I have very oily skin, especially on my face. Can you please tell me what I can use for that?
First of all, I want to ask you, do you use moisturizer?
Yes, I do.
Your moisturizer has oil in it, yes?
Oil of Olay.
Oil of Olay.
Yeah.
So you have oily skin to begin with, and you're putting on more oil. That doesn't work. You need something to dry the oil. You must find a moisturizer that contains no oil.
No oil.
No oil, such as this one. This is called the 3-layer moisturizer with no oil. You can feel the texture is light. You can see that it doesn't shine like the Olay that you use. It's not good. You need something that's more of an aloe vera based moisturizer with chemical in it rather than something that's based out of oil.
Okay.
Okay? Once you start changing your moisturizer, you will notice a huge difference.
Okay, thank you so much.
Okay, thank you for calling.
Bye-bye.
And you had mentioned aloe. When and how should people use straight aloe?
You can use that for anything. It's highly curative.
Yeah.
It's great
It's
for
wonderful for
cuts
burns.
and burns. It's great for everything. So if you had some growing in your kitchen and you had a cut or sunburn or breakouts, it's great. Just break open the leaf and put it on. It's fine.
Okay. And we do have Aisha on the phone. Aisha?
Hi, how are you?
Hi, welcome.
I have 2 questions really quickly. The first thing is the stuff that you said that adds glow to the face that you had previously put on her face. What is it called?
The tonic?
Okay.
Toner?
Essential
Essential
Oh, the
oils.
essential oils.
Okay.
Yeah, they're essential oils. They usually come in small bottles, and they're usually about $12 or $13
less. You can get
or
them for
less. It all depends on what grade of essential oil as well. You can buy some oils that are exotic and pay thousands of dollars.
Okay, and like, what is the best time to put them on? Like at night or during the
You would
daytime?
use that in your cleansing routine, because you mix a few drops of that with the distilled water and witch hazel mixture. You don't put it on straight.
Oh,
Okay? You make the mixture, you put it in. You would apply that before you put on moisturizer. Do you use moisturizer?
Yeah, I do.
Okay, that's good. But you don't use toner?
No.
No. Why not?
I don't know.
Didn't anybody ever tell you?
Yeah, but there's so many things out there, but I don't know if it's good for your skin or not, you know.
Yeah. What type of skin do you have?
That was my next question. My skin is very, very dry, especially on my forehead and my chin. So I was also going to ask you something about that, which I use.
Well, you're
use a lot of
probably
different
oily.
moisturizers, but they don't help.
I'm sorry, what was that?
I use a lot of different moisturizers, but they don't help.
They're not helping because if you're dry on the forehead and chin, I can bet that you're oily through the nose.
Yeah,
Yes.
especially
Okay.
my nose, very
You
oily.
have something that's called combination skin.
Right.
What you need to do is to normalize your skin before you will start seeing results. And the way you do that is with very basic products. Do not buy everything that the person tells you to buy. Don't get it.
So what should I use?
Get yourself a very inexpensive moisturizer, inexpensive one.
Okay.
For now, and use the toner. When you start using the toner, you're going to notice a change in your skin.
Okay.
Stick with it because that's normalizing your skin.
Okay.
Okay. You're tricking the skin.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you so much. Thanks
You're
a lot.
welcome.
Hey, thank you for calling. Is that combination skin?
It's very common because
I remember the old commercials. Combination skin.
Yes.
Yeah. Basically, everyone has combination skin because they're not using the right products.
Okay.
They're putting oily products on. They're putting drying products on. Your skin is like, it doesn't know what's going on.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, and we do have Miha on the line. Miha?
Yeah, hi. I have one quick question. I have like under eye circle, like dark circle, and like wrinkles around my eyes. So what should I do?
How old are you?
28.
You're too young for that.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah. Is it hereditary? Is your mom like that?
No.
No. Okay, so this is something just for you. You need 2 things. You need an eye cream and you need a vanishing cream. Vanishing creams really do work nowadays. Years ago, they used to have products called vanishing creams and it did nothing. But today they do. They have different acids in there. Some of them have mixtures of many different acids that actually bleach the skin.
Okay.
So the dark circles will go away and your wrinkles will go away because you'll start to moisturize. Do not use facial moisturizer under the eyes. It's not meant for that type of
What kind of vanishing
skin.
cream? Like you have any like nice company, you know, or you could recommend? Or if I go in any Walgreens or anything, I'll find it.
Yeah, well, I make skincare. You should call my spa.
Give the number.
212-675-1257.
And the number once more slowly.
212
Okay.
675 1257.
1257.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Bye.
Thank you.
Thank you for calling.
She was sweet, huh?
Well, there are a lot of women who have the under eye problem, including yours truly, and it's not always hereditary.
That's true. And, well, if it's hereditary, it's harder to get rid of.
That's right.
That's the only point.
That's right.
But also, men get it.
Yes.
I have it sometimes. Do I have it right now? Dark
Not that I can
circles
tell.
under
No,
my
you're
eyes.
radiant.
Okay, and we do have Joe on the line. Joe, feel free to join in whenever you're ready. And Joe is gone.
Or not.
Where'd you go, Joe?
Joe chickened out.
That's a shame. But men do use skincare.
Oh, yes.
Mm-hmm.
They should if they don't.
Yeah, I mean, who wants to be old, ugly, and wrinkled? Not me.
The cameraman just raised his hand. He said, I do. Okay, and we're going to have another caller joining us momentarily. Bryce is on the line. Bryce, whenever you're ready, feel free to say hello.
Hi. I was wondering, did you see the Lakers game last night?
No, I didn't, and you're a little bit off topic tonight, and I want to thank you for calling, and see you next time. Okay. School's out.
Who's the Lakers?
It's sports.
And do they use skincare products?
I bet,
should.
don't laugh. I
They
bet
should
do.
endorse it.
Actually, the jockeys use skincare
Oh,
because
right.
their skins get exposed all the time.
That's right.
Okay, and we have Mike on the line now. Mike, feel free to join in whenever you're ready.
Yes, watching your show. I like the show.
Thank you. Do you have a question?
Okay, I'm an adult and I still got pimples. I don't know what kind of skin I got. I tried everything.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing works.
Are they always present, or do they come out at certain times of the year?
Well, it seems like they're always present.
Okay. Is it mostly in the beard area, or is it everywhere?
It's everywhere.
Everywhere. Okay. You need to clean out your pores.
Yeah.
If you look closely in the mirror, do you physically see that the pores on your nose and in those areas are actually blocked? Do you have blackheads?
No, I don't have
You
blackheads.
don't have blackheads. You have eruptions, pus coming out.
No.
No. So, what is a pimple to you?
A pimple is like red spots with a little swelling.
Okay. That's cystic. That's something that's coming from within the body. What I would recommend is a good internal cleansing. Drink a lot of water, like gallons for several days. You will notice a huge improvement immediately. Yeah. You really should start learning how to take care of your skin and cleanse your skin every day, twice a day, morning and night. Drink all that water, clean out your system, and you're going to see everything will clear up in like a week.
Thank you very much.
You're
Thanks for your call. How interactive is the skin with the diet?
Skin shows everything. Everything that's going on inside of your body.
Okay.
Oriental medicines, shiatsu treatments, these types of people, these Ayurvedic doctors, they could look at your skin and tell you what's going on in your body.
Okay, and we do have one last caller. We have Marco on the line. Marco, whenever you're ready, feel free to join in and say hello.
Hello.
Hi, welcome.
Yes, I would like to ask what specific skincare you will recommend for someone who has eczema?
Eczema. You need, there's a product out that's called Emu. Emu is an oil that comes from a bird.
Okay.
This oil
Okay.
will help alleviate a lot of that eczema. It's also good for rashes. It's good for any skin ailment other than pimples. It will not clear up your acne.
Okay. Where can I get it?
You know, you really should look online. You could call the operators at my spa and ask them to do a search for you because we do search other products.
Okay.
And that phone number
That
again?
phone number is 212
212
675
Okay.
1257. And the word of the oil is emu, spelled E-M-U.
Okay.
Okay?
Okay.
Do you have any further questions?
No.
Okay, thank you for joining us tonight. Okay, we've got about 2 minutes left. Just summing up some basic skincare that what routines are good for the viewers to get into?
Okay. You need to normalize your skin. If you don't have normal skin, which means no patches, no oily here, no dry there, just nice, even skin. It could either be all oily, it could either be all dry, but you need something that's normal to start working with. Use a toner. If a product says this moisturizer is for oily skin, it will probably give you oily skin. That's to get oily skin, not to alleviate it, okay? So basically, you need to cleanse, tone, which is the toner, moisturize, and scrub. Moisturizer is your last stage of the cleansing process. Look how lovely our model is. See? Healthy, glowing, not shiny, right?
And what a smile.
And that took what, 2 minutes?
That's right.
Less. A couple of strokes of the hand and you're done.
Okay, and some common mistakes to avoid.
Common mistakes to avoid. Don't buy what the people tell you to buy. Try what you want. If it works, stick with it. If it doesn't work, throw it out. And throw out your products every 6 to 8 months if they were opened. If they weren't open, they could stay on a shelf for about 2 years.
Okay.
For men, do not shave in the shower and leave your razor in there because bacteria will grow, and if you start shaving, you're going to break out. So that may be a problem for a lot of men. They leave their shower.
Okay, and the name of the book again?
The name of the book is Massage, Mind and Body.
The forthcoming book?
Is Reversing the IPC. And both, this one, the massage book is available anywhere. It's sold around the world. It's actually translated into 8 different languages, so you could get whatever language you want.
Okay.
BarnesandNoble.com.
No, this is public access, and I personally am not allowed to say anything more than at your local library.
Okay. At your local library.
At your local library, ask for it. And I want to thank you again for joining us. It's been a very fast-moving hour, and I learned a lot. And I hope you learned a lot, and thanks. www.talkingabout.info for any more information. That website again is www.talkingabout.info. I'm John Griffith. Thank you. I'll see you next time.